something I find very relevant with the training is when you put things into context, like there's been a lot of things that I've had to walk away from in my life where you feel like I couldn't fight for it. You couldn't stand and fight. It wasn't appropriate to stand and fight, so to speak. It's just better to walk away. So you lose something in that. It's a funny context being a martial artist as well, you know, so there's something to gain by being able to turn and walk away. Turn the other cheek kind of thing, all of that. So it might seem like you lost, but there is something in the game. However, it's just something that's tiny. It's a tiny fraction compared to what is something that I did gain every time that I walked away from a fight. I chose not to fight. There was something that I gained that has become so much more apparent now because of doing this training. That there was a strength there that isn't just a martial arts strength about control and discipline and composure over oneself. There's also a strength that comes in being oneself and the quantum physics that is involved in being oneself. You know, the idea of magic, for instance, is that our universe or our world is magical, that is mostly created before the moment arises because of what we've broadcast into the moment. So you might suggest that 85% of the moment is already created by the time the actual moment in time arises and the experience, and the real-time experience occurs. Even just things like that, you know, being composed and centered enough to actually have a real-time experience and not have my mind distracted and be somewhere else. There's a great power that sits in the body and the mind and I feel it in the spirit. And where is the mind? Is the mind contained just to the head, or is it contained just to the body? Is it contained just to the auric egg, or is it contained just to what we consider life to be? You know, what is our mind? What is the reaches of it? With all of that, there's a different kind of strength, and even just bring it to performance, bringing it into the context of performance is the big thing that gives that strength on a spiritual scale, it appears. I can do all kinds of things, always have been able to, and it's led to my life just falling apart a number of times and me standing in a position of going, well, I could do this, I could do that, I could do this, there's all these things I could do, there's all this action I could take, there's all this strength that I have, this ability I have, that clearly there's opportunity right there, but it's all outside of that which is righteous or that which is appropriate or that which is virtuous. And, oh God, it's noise. This is part of it. This distraction and the noise and all that is part of what this is all about, because it will not be displaced, it will not be disturbed. I do want to create a better viewing pleasure, so I'll end this now, but yeah, it's like, can we sit with it? Can that becomes art? Like that's just art to me, you know. See, like I found this lens. I thought I was just going to say something, and then I thought, oh, there's this lens you can film black and white. So let's make some art. Now we got that noise. So as soon as we want to play with it and make it art, let's really use that as an accentuation. Then the irony is it's kind of gone, isn't it? Something like this, you know, like. just loving it. So now, you know, like just to give some kind of context, and what are we doing? So I put myself in some weird position now, heels up off the ground and focusing, bringing into the attention of it's now for performance, not for martial arts, so throwing myself out of it. Oh, splendor of sunburst breaking forth this day, whereon I may lay my hands once more on Helen, my wife. And yet it is not so much as men think, for the woman's sake I came to Troy. But against that guest proved treacherous, who like a robber carried the woman from my house. Finish. Heels down. Neutral in 7 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Something like that. And we can do this exhaustion, so then you get something. I've got no breath left. Oh, splendor of sunburst breaking forth this day, whereon I lay my hand once more on Helen. And yet it is not so much as men think, for the woman's sake I came to Troy. But against that guest proved treacherous, who like a robber carried the woman from my house. No, see, I've lost that. That's not what we're doing. That's something different. And that's fine, because I'm not in training. I wouldn't do that in training. Well, maybe I would. You see, like, there's no hard and fast rules. You say, like, I wouldn't do that. Well, paradoxically, maybe that's exactly what you should do. Anyway. There's something really profound going on here. And I'm incredibly grateful to be a part of it.